This video will cover some of the basics about the various dialog boxes found in Layout. You can access and toggle the dialog boxes under the Windows menu. The way that menus are organized is different on a Windows machine versus a Mac. On Windows, the dialog boxes can be docked onto trays on the side of the application. Through the Window menu, you can add more trays and control which dialog boxes appear in a tray. By default, the tray is locked and always visible, but you can toggle the trays to hide by clicking on the pin icon. In this mode, the trays are listed on the side and appear when you hover over the tray name. If you don't want the trays docked, you can also pull the tray so it is free floating. You can easily dock it again as needed by pulling it back. On an Apple machine, the trays are never docked, but are easily joined together or pulled apart into separate groups. When not in use, the trays can be minimized to take up very little screen space. Clicking on the dialog box will open or shrink it as needed, giving you quick access to the setting you need when you need them. For this video, we are going to show the Windows interface, but the settings and options are similar on the Mac. The instructor dialog box is a great reference when you are learning about layout. You will find useful information on any tool you have selected displayed here. The Shape Style box is essential for working with the many shapes you create in Layout, as well as imported files. First, select the shapes or objects you want to affect. The settings available affect the edges and fill colors. You can toggle or change colors for the fill and stroke. The stroke refers to the edge, and you can see there are various settings that affect the stroke of a shape. Keep in mind to change the color, simply double-click on the color box, and it will open the color palette for you to choose a color from. Speaking of the color dialog box, there are several color modes to work with, including common modes such as RGB and HSB. You can also choose to load an image and pick colors from there. Any color you choose can also have a measure of transparency. The text style box also has reference to color, so you can change the color of text. Other text settings are also found here, such as font, size, orientation, and typeface. For creating and managing multiple pages in Layout, turn to the Pages dialog box. You can create new pages, reorganize, rename, and delete pages. View your pages in a mode that works best. Switch between list and icon view as needed. On a side note related to pages, you can progress forward and backward through your pages with these buttons. The best way to control and organize objects on the various pages are through layers. This dialog box adds and deletes layers, but more importantly, it controls the order of layers in Layout. The stacking order of layers is one way to control how objects stack on the page. Moving Layer 2 above Layer 1 puts all Layer 2 objects on top of Layer 1 objects. You can see how this would help you to organize different elements on the page. You can also toggle the visibility of the layer, lock the layer so no changes can be made to it, and toggle the option to make this layer shared. A shared layer is viewable on all pages in the document, which is great for common elements like your firm logo or title treatment for multiple page documents. The next dialog box to learn about is Scrapbooks. This box is a library of symbols that can be placed on your page. You can just click and drag a symbol from the library to the screen or click once on a symbol to select it. Then click multiple times on the screen to place that symbol as many times as needed. Layout comes with many groups of symbols, which are listed in the drop-down menu. and each group may have several pages in it that you can scroll through with these arrows. Many of these symbols are created to be at specific scales, and remember that symbols are just layout files. You can edit anything found in this library. In addition to symbols, the scrapbook dialog box is also a quick way to change styles in layout. Use the eyedropper tool to sample any element found in the scrapbooks, and the style can be applied directly to objects on your page. You can create libraries of your own symbols and styles and save them to be used in scrapbooks. Create your symbols and save them as scrapbooks right from the pull-down menu. The last dialog box to address is specifically tied to the SketchUp models you bring into layout. You will find here many of the same settings you know from SketchUp, including shadow adjustments, styles, and if you have saved scenes in SketchUp, they can be found here. Please note that not all of your settings for your SketchUp models are found here. Some are found by right or context clicking on your SketchUp model. But the SketchUp model dialog box is the best way to affect the display of your model and make sure it looks just right.